Let's go. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another empowering edition of the Vibe Live, a Hexalog. The Vibe, which stands for Women Inspire, Build, and Enhance, is a platform dedicated to fostering women's excellence. It brings together women doctors from diverse specialties to share knowledge, leadership experiences, and personal journeys that inspire growth and collaboration. The fundamental pillars that form the vibe are physical well being, mental health, financial wisdom, and professional excellence. Through conferences, forums, and mentorship initiatives, the vibe strives to build a strong community of women professionals who uplift one another and redefine the landscape of healthcare leadership. I'm Dr. Ritu Juhari, consultant diabetologist and metabolic expert practicing in western suburbs of Mumbai. I'm privileged to have a unique, diverse background with a decade and a half spent in pharmaceutical industry, working behind the scenes of drug development, marketing, and now into clinical practice on the other side of the table since half a decade, treating diabetes, thyroid, and obesity. Besides directing our two clinics in Kandivali and Malad, I enjoy applying my past learnings from the pharma era as co-founder of a medical agency, RFAC. But what brings me the most pleasure in sharing is the introduction of this exclusive initiative, The Vibe. As one of the founders of Vibe, this platform that targets fostering women excellence. With that, let me have you introduce to our team, Vibe, the rest of the founders. Dr. Lutika, over to you.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Dr. Lutika Purohit, a diabetologist practicing in Mumbai, in Colaba since the last 3 decades. I have a passion to treat women with diabetes and see to it that they have better quality of life. I'm also part of the National Executive Committee of the Research Society for Study of Diabetology in India. Besides that, I'm married to a diabetologist who has a passion for technology and use of diabetes. I'm a mother to an artist and an entrepreneur. And I love traveling and enjoying the good times. Over to Dr. Kavita.
Hi everyone, good afternoon, Dr. Shalini. I'm Dr. Kavita Rane. I practice in Chembur for the past 14 years. I deal with majorly type 2 adult type 2 diabetes. I also am the director of operations at Rane Hospital in Chembur. I practice at Apollo Spectra and Inlax General Charitable Hospital as well. I love to draw, paint, I love abstract music, I love EDM, I love to play golf, and I love to help women, not focusing on feminism, but supporting it for sure. So thank you. Over to you, Dr. Pranjali.
So, hello everyone, and good afternoon, Dr. Shalini and everyone. Myself, Dr. Pranjali Shah, Director and Chief Diabetologist at Eye Heal and App Diabetes Clinic. It's a tertiary eye and diabetes specialty center in Mumbai. I love helping young diabetics patients and live them longer and stronger. But apart from this, if you don't find me in my clinic, you might see me doing farming, hiking, playing with my pets, helping animals in the shelter, and playing badminton. I was a state level badminton player too. So those are my hobbies. And over to you, Dr. Rukia.
Hello, so I'm the last founder member of this Vibe group, and I'm Dr. Rukia Surya Sheikh. I'm a diabetes, thyroid, and obesity specialist. I'm practicing in Mulund, Mumbai for the last 15 years. And beyond my clinic, I love to work out, I love to play carom. And what I enjoy is having these meaningful conversations that spark both the laughter and the thought. And recently, I have discovered the joy of painting, which is my little escape into color and calm. And it's so wonderful to be here among all you such inspiring women doctors. And let's have some learning, some sharing, and some growing together. So let's do that.
Today marks a special edition on the occasion of World Diabetes Day. This year, the theme of the World Diabetes Day is diabetes and well-being, with a focus on diabetes and workplace. In line with the same, we've decided that our theme for this week should be Beyond the Prescription, the women doctors redefining wellness with diabetes. And this was best reflected by an epitome of strength, passion, resilience, warmth, and humility, who has paved her way to leadership through science despite several hurdles. Welcome to a Hexalog with Dr. Shalini Jaggi, the young icon of diabetes leadership, an ardent researcher and a wonderful human being who aces all her roles in life. An honor today to have with us Dr. Shalini Jaggi, a woman who leads by example, a constant source of inspiration, a role model for women in today's era. Welcome, ma'am. I would like to take a few minutes to introduce ma'am as well. Madam is consultant and director at Life Care Diabetes Centre, New Delhi, a fellow of Royal Colleges of Physicians of London, Edinburgh, and Glasgow, a fellow of the American College of Endocrinology, USA, National President and Governing Council member, Diabetes and Pregnancy Study Group of India, Chairman for RSSDI Delhi chapter. She's serving the Asia Pacific Ad Board member, American College of Endocrinologists, AACE. She's also the chair of Diabetes and Mental Health Interest Group for Diabetes India. She's a recipient of RSSDI Women Diabetologist of the Year Award 2023 and Women Icon of the Year 2022 awards. She's also been awarded the prestigious National RSSDI Professor V.G. Nadagoda Lecture Oration this year in 2025. She has multiple other awards like the ACP India Community Service Award, the Dipsy Professor V. Shashia National Presidential Oration this year, the Hello Diabetes Academia Medal of Excellence this year, the National Fellowship of RSSDI in 2016 and Diabetes India in 2017, the RSSDI National Diabetes Awareness Initiative Award in 2017, the Dear Academy Digital Diabetes Award for Excellence in Diabetes Care in 2020, the Council Silver Award for Digital Diabetes Management in 2021, the India Prime Woman Icon of the Year Award 2022. She's the Associate Editor for IJDDC, the Executive Editor for ERWEJ Journals, and she has contributed over 80 publications in reputed national and international scientific journals. So, with so many laurels, ma'am, how did you feel when you first heard about the Vibe?
So thank you so much, Team Vibe, for having me here. It's an amazing initiative. Let me congratulate each and every one of you for this amazing initiative. You know, it's the sisterhood getting together to actually, hold each other's hands and share the energy and take everyone together. So that's all the sisterhood is all about. And I congratulate each of you. When I saw your flyer first, when you started with Vibe, this was something, oh my God, amazing. This is something all of us want to do. But then when you finally got to doing it and executing it, this was amazing. So congratulations and kudos to each one of you for the effort. So when, I was contacted to join this and be a part of this episode today, I think I'm so excited, thrilled, elated, honored. And of course, nervous because I don't know what we're going to talk and how we're going to talk. But then, yes, I'm so excited to share my thoughts and be part of Vibe. So let's vibe together.
That's good.
So let's have Dr. Lotika start up the Hexalog.
Yeah. So we typically speak, there are about 5 segments and then there's a rapid fire question. So I'll start with the first segment, the journey building boundaries. So this is basically about your passion, your purpose, and how you have come to this point. So when you look back, I mean, you have so many accolades, but when you look back, what drew you to the field of medicine and specifically to the field of diabetology?
Okay. So let me give you a very frank answer. I won't say I grew up wanting to be a doctor and I had it in me. No. Yes, I was an intelligent child doing pretty good in school. So the times that we were growing up, I think any child who was good in studies, the parents wanted them to be either doctors or engineers.
Yeah, that's true.
So maths was something that I don't know. 2 + 2 has always been 22 for me rather than 4. So the only choice was, of course, medicine. Biology was something that I loved and excelled at. And I've been a science topper in my school right from, I think, 6th standard. So every year, the best science student award was always given to me. So I think it was just a natural evolution that happened, that you start, when you have a choice of subjects, you're doing good in biology. So your parents are telling you, your teachers are telling you, you should be a good doctor. So somewhere down the line, it becomes ingrained in you that, yes, I want to be a doctor. So I think that's where the journey started. And I still remember when I was in pre-nursery, when I would not even know what a doctor is all about. There was a fancy dress competition, and you had to speak a few lines. So my parents dressed me up as a doctor, and I still have that little picture of mine standing on stage wearing a white coat and a stethoscope and saying, "I am Dr. Shalini Buddhiraja" that time, and and I am a doctor, and so I think it started from pre-nursery, and I never knew this would one day become true. So it's been a
Yeah.
natural journey, entering medicine, becoming a doctor. And then my introduction to diabetes was also serendipity, So I'm married to an army officer, and, a lot of you would not know. When I got my post graduation, I am a graduate from Mumbai. So I got a seat in MD pathology at LTMC Sion. So I did start pathology. There were some setbacks, some personal setbacks, and I had to resign and come back. I could not complete that. So that missing out something was always in my heart. And then I got married. Husband being in the army, we were posted in Chennai at that time. So that's just the time when I was like trying to do something and I was lost, because you've given up an MD seat and you don't know what to do, because so you're lost. And that's when I came across Dr. Mohan's. And so it was just incidental serendipity that I appeared for an exam that they were holding. I got through. And that's when I started, attending diabetes classes and getting trained. And once I was there, the passion that sir had, it just rubbed off. And then I realized, yes, this is my calling. And, they say destiny brings you to where you are destined to be. So I think I would have probably been a pathologist sitting in some lab. But today I am here as a diabetologist doing something that I love with all my heart and passion. So I think destiny wanted me to be there. So the entire journey has been, I think, destiny, and then finding your own calling and passion. So here I am today as a
Good,
diabetologist
good.
sitting in front of you.
So armed with all that knowledge and enthusiasm as a young clinician, what made you set up your own practice and your like a full-fledged diabetes center in Delhi? And what was the defining moment, or the what shaped this journey?
I won't say there was a single defining moment, because, like you say, you start the journey, So I finished my diabetology training at Dr. Mohan's, came back to Delhi, joined a hospital, started a diabetes unit there. Then I grew, got a call from another hospital, a super specialty hospital in Delhi, where they gave me the task of setting up an entire diabetes unit and a diabetes clinic in that hospital. Successfully, I did that. I ran that for almost 8 years. That's when I realized that maybe, you need to branch out and have a dedicated diabetes unit, a diabetes center. Then came in 2 years with Dr. Mohan's again when they wanted to start a center in Delhi. And that's when I left the hospital, joined Dr. Mohan's. That was again a very important learning and turning point for me, because all these years I had been in different hospital setups. So, stepping out from a hospital, being independent on your own to run a diabetes center, you learn a lot of things. And so, you get all that training. And and then COVID happened. So that was the time when, for some reasons, a lot of branches at Dr. Mohan's had to shut down. So that's where I had a choice of either going back and picking up my job at the hospital or taking this forward. So I think by that time, I had sufficient confidence in myself that maybe, yes, this is the time that I need to start my own center and do things that I always wanted to do. In terms of academics, in terms of patient care, in terms of research. So that's when, I started my own center, and it's been 5 years now. And hopefully God has been kind and we're doing a good job. We're still on the path and we're walking
Good,
fine.
good. That's very nice. So of course, a lot of family support, but what other colleagues, mentors, friends who helped you keep you grounded and to keep you progressing forward?
number one, of course, family. Without family support, I think things
Yeah.
become very difficult. And we were just discussing that, So right from the moment when I decided to actually go for my medicine, I got a seat in Mumbai. So, there was family issues with sending ladki ko itni dur bhejenge. I don't come from a family of
Yes.
doctors. I come from an entirely business background. So
Okay.
there were people who came and told my dad कि बॉम्बे भेजोगे अकेले लड़की को 12 से निकलते ही स्कूल से no. So you have your fathers and your family's support. They have their dream is your dream and your dream is their dream. And then you do your medicine, you're married. That's where your husband and your in-laws come in. So I touch wood had a very supportive husband who's always told me to do everything that I wanted to do and achieve my dreams. So, even if it meant going out for CMEs in the evenings or, going out on weekends for meetings or conferences. So, the support has always been there. So that becomes very important for you,
Yes.
looking after your kids. So you need that tribe of people around you, leaving a
Oh,
small
yes,
child.
very important.
I remember
Your
when I was in
support
Chennai.
system is
Yes.
very important.
My daughter was hardly 2 years old when I went to Chennai for my fellowship in diabetology. So for almost close to 1.5, 2 years, my daughter was looked after by my parents in Delhi. So I was in Chennai doing my fellowship. My husband was posted in the East, and my daughter was in Delhi with my parents. So we had, three different corners of India. The family was scattered for almost 2 years, but then the support that you have from your family, your husband, your parents is very important, because otherwise you will not be at peace. You can't do justice to anything, be it your work, be it your family. And then gradually in your profession, you develop a circle of friends around you, your supporters who are there with you in your ups and downs. So I've had
Yes.
great mentors, right from Dr. Mohan to Dr. Rajiv Chawla, Dr. Seshia, who's like a father figure to us in Dipsy. And so many. Dr. Banshi has been so supportive of all our ideas and everything in diabetes. Mental health was something that I spoke to him about, and immediately he said, Chalo, mental health task force, done, you take care of it. So I think you just find your kind of people around you to support you, and then your friends. So many, all of you, all five. I mean, Pranjali, Lotika, Rukia, Ritu, Kavita, Dhruvi, she's been such a support. Vipul, Rutul, I mean, everyone around.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't want to, I miss out so many of my friends here, and my own school friends I'm still in touch with. So we still a tribe of women being with each other, supporting each other through our thicks and thins. And that's how the journey continues, and the journey becomes comfortable, easy.
Yes.
It's not difficult, I mean, if you have your tribe supporting you, so you can take care of a lot of things when you have people backing you up. I think that's very important. Alone, it's a very difficult path.
Yes, of course. It's very important to have a circle of good friends of support where you can, kind of rely, because it always takes
I
tribe
think
to
family,
yeah.
parents, spouse, children, your children have to be supportive. My daughter, she's growing up. She said I'm so proud of her today. So they're supportive, they understand, and they are
Yes.
your motivation. Nahi, mama, go. You must do this. So I think
that's
supportive
right.
environment is very important.
Yes, that's very important. So now I hand over to Dr. Rukaiya for the next segment.
So yes, Dr. Shalini, this segment is about discipline, duty, resilience, and the lessons from the army that you have learned. So we all know the smiling Dr. Shalini, but what goes beyond this persona? The mental well-being that you spoke about, the resilience, and also the emotional balance that we are all trying to somewhere get there, right? So you can always say that you don't want to speak about it, and we can go to the next question. That's absolutely fine. And if you're open to share about it, we are happy to know. So, what you've had this unique experience first about being married to an army officer. I don't know of anyone who's being married to an army officer. So, how did that environment shape your sense of discipline, service, and also empathy?
I think being married to an army officer opens you to an entirely different world. You know, we all live in a very cocooned world where, yes, I love my country, and that's where your love for the country ends. But when you're
Yes.
married to an army man, you see a very you see everything from a very different perspective. So I moved around with him on his postings. Initially, I've been to areas like Punch, which are like war zones today, and
Okay.
I've stayed in Meerut, and I've stayed in Chennai, and so on and so forth, Punjab. So a lot of postings. I think it gives you a lot of sense of belonging, loving your country, a sense of discipline that the army brings in you, and integrity.
Hmm.
Integrity is very important. Sincerity, when you're doing something for your country, you're not expecting anything back. you know
Yes.
you're
Very
doing it
selfless.
because it's just imbued in you. It's
Hmm.
there. So I think life in the army has taught me resilience.
Hmm.
I mean, when I was pregnant, the moment I discovered that, I'm carrying my daughter, that's just the time when the parliament attack happened. So
Oh,
the entire army was posted on borders.
okay.
Those were the days for almost 11 months. So, you
Oh,
just discover you're pregnant, and then within a month, your husband is posted away. You're living in a cant. So, we were all women left behind in the cant. We were
wow.
posted in Meerut, I think, at that time. Yeah, Meerut.
Yeah.
So, we were all women looking after each other. So, all through pregnancy, where you want your husband to be with you for the first scan, for the second tran. So, I was driving alone to the MH, getting my tests done, getting my follow ups done, doing everything. And towards delivery is the time when finally my gynecologist, Colonel Ravi Kumar, I still remember him. So he said, "Ma'am, you'll deliver, you're due for delivery now. So ask your husband to come down." So that's when he got 5 days leave to come for my delivery. And then, when Chahat was 4 days old, he had to leave again. So I think army teaches
Okay.
you cannot be selfish. you
Yeah.
know your husband has to be there, he has to be there, so there's no ifs
Right.
and buts. And all the
Right.
women around, so the sisterhood, like I said, I think the sisterhood is very important everywhere. So I had, the senior ladies calling up, checking
Hmm.
on me, a lot of my friends looking after me, dropping in. So
Huh.
I think army teaches you a lot of those things, and they help you in your life later on also. Resilience,
Yes.
strength, being independent,
Hmm.
not depending on anybody for anything. You become independent. So I think army
Yeah.
teaches you all that, and a sense of integrity, discipline, love for everyone.
Hmm.
You can't be selfish.
That is true.
So I think
Yeah.
that
So I
all
think
helps.
if the men are at the border, the women behind are also, being thick to
Mhm.
one, be strong enough for their, and when they are at the border, you don't know what's going to happen. So,
Absolutely.
that I think really makes you strong. It's
There
just,
are days when your husband is not able to call you back and say that things are fine, and you're wondering what's happening, and you're scared, and you can't vent your face because you don't want things to happen, and
yes,
so
yeah.
yes, it teaches you a lot of things. It makes you
So, ma'am, but
stronger.
unfortunately, your life also took this very difficult turn where after your unexpected personal loss. And how did you navigate through that emotionally while continuing to be the doctor hat, taking care of your patients?
Yes, see, it wasn't easy. Let me be very honest. Losing your spouse all of a sudden, it was a huge setback when it happened. But
Hmm.
then, like I told you, I think as women, we're all very resilient creatures. And like I
Hmm.
said, if you have people around you who are there to support you, it just takes
Hmm.
time to bounce back. A lot of things
Yeah.
help you. I think that's when my family, my friends, they were all together, and work. I think
Yeah.
work and time, they help you. I mean, so that's where, I went back to work, put myself into it completely, wholeheartedly. And see, you have two choices whenever, either you just wither away in self-pity and
Hmm.
go into depression, you choose that path. The choice is
Hmm.
always in you. Or
Right.
you face circumstances, acceptance is
Huh.
difficult. Even today, it's difficult. But then when you don't have a choice,
Right.
then the choice is still there on either withering away in self-pity or being a strong woman. Strength comes to you slowly. And it's something that's one day you are weak and down, the other day you're perfectly fine. I think
Wow.
work gives you a lot of your profession when you between your patients. I think the empathy that it teaches you and the blessings you get from your patients. A lot of my patients rallied around me during my difficult times. They were there, calling up, caring for you. So I think this is
So
such a
nice.
blessing that we have work, and we do something which is more than a profession. We touch lives, you know.
Yes.
So I think your work and spirituality is something that again helped me a lot, finding answers. I am a strong believer in karma. So
Okay.
whatever happens is your karmic account,
Hmm.
and destiny is something that you make yourself. So I think what happened in the past karma is not in our hands, but I think what we do today is very much in our hands, and our karma today will shape our future. So I'm a very
Right.
strong believer in being a good human being first is most important. If you are a good human being, you can be a good wife, you can be a good mother, you can be a good spouse, and you will definitely be a very good doctor,
Hmm.
because you cannot
Nice,
be
ma'am.
inhuman if you're a doctor. So I
Fantastic.
think,
So I think you just brought out that, when we are touching, like you said, we are also touching lives. And, it's
yes,
also the patient community which we are building somewhere.
yes,
And, that is also helping us, that is giving us strength, and that is,
yes,
that is helping us that, they are in it with us together, to
absolutely.
help us. Like, today we need them rather than, they need us. So,
Yes.
sometimes it's just, that's so wonderful, ma'am. And actually, that was my third question, but you already answered about it. So, over to Dr. Ritu for the next segment.
I must say that, when you were sharing, Dr. Shalini, it just gave me goosebumps and kind of gave me a teary eye because trust me, it's not easy to speak of, a personal loss, a setback, and emerge from it so beautifully. And I think you really are an epitome of grace. Whatever you do, you speak. I think, that just spreads and it's so infectious. We're so happy, to hear those kind words from you.
Thank you.
So I think my segment, following from what Rukia came brought in, is talking about women, work, and well-being. As you know, that we're also celebrating the World Diabetes Day in 2 days. So, as a wife, as a mother to Chahat, and as a practicing diabetologist, how did you balance the professional responsibility along with family life?
I think this is again that comes naturally to all of us women. We wear multiple hats and we're able to juggle and balance most of them. So, and the hats keep changing every day based on the situation that you are faced with. You
Yeah.
cannot put things in silos and say, today I'm going to be a wife, and, tomorrow I'm going to be a mother, and day after I'm going to be a doctor. So you're all together 24 by 7. What you prioritize depends on the need of the hour at that time. So I think bringing up your kids, you want to be the best mother to them and you want to do justice to them. Looking after your profession, doing justice to your patients, caring for them again comes naturally to all of us as women. The empathy and the love that we all have in our hearts, I think, makes women doctors much better than the men doctors. We empathize with our patients, and that's the reason why you will discover that most of us will have patients who stick to us for years on end.
Agree. Totally
So the
agree.
patients that I saw 25 years back in the beginning of my career still follow me and come to me because of the bond that we develop. Empathy comes naturally to us. So I think we all wear different hats, and we all able to balance things well, and we're all role models in some way or the other, balancing and juggling between work is something that's our passion for most of us, all of us, I think. And a happy patient blessing you and saying thank you is the reward that we all want and look for.
Totally.
So like I work in the field, I work a lot in pregnancy segment and GDM and high risk pregnancies and bad obs history, somebody trying to conceive, losing children because of uncontrolled diabetes. So finally, when you're able to hold her hands throughout her pregnancy, finally when they come back with that baby and say thank you doctor, she is with me
Very
because
nice.
of your help, I think nothing can be more satisfying than that. And those moments are something that we all work for, and that these are the moments that tell us you are on the right path, you're just doing the right thing, and continue doing that.
Trust me, that's something that I really resonate because like I said, my 1.5 decade was in pharma, and this was exactly the miss that make me come back to this side of the table, and I can totally resonate when you say that. Changing gears, my next question is: do you think and now we're thinking at large about the workplace and the theme of the World Diabetes Day. Do you think women doctors also face a unique kind of workplace stress or burnout, especially like we say we are all multitaskers, so we try to do everything, and then of course at workplace also we try to do everything. So do you think that that occurs, and then what is your advice to women to
it
manage
it
this?
occurs when you want to be a superhuman. So I think what I want to tell everyone who's going through that workplace stress is step back and see what exactly is your motive and goal in life. What are you planning to achieve? I think you need to take things on your plate, only those things that you can do justice to. The feeling, the FOMO that you get, I want to be at every conference. I want to do anything and everything. I want to be a good mother. I want to be a good wife. I want to look after my house front. I want to be the best professional around. I want a clinic full of patients. And I want to be the topmost academic in the, in all our organizations and societies. No, I'm sorry, ma'am, that will not happen.
Not possible.
Some points you need to miss a meeting or a conference because your child or your husband needs you.
Right.
Sometimes your children and your husband needs to understand that this meeting is important and you need to make time for it and you need to go, so that's where I think it's important for us to prioritize, set goals, do things, only take those things on your plate which you can do justice to. Trust me, destiny will bring everything to you. It's just a matter of time. I may be at point A today. You may reach point A tomorrow. Somebody else may already have crossed point A, and I may be striving to be at point B today. So I think all of us are in a journey.
Right.
Having confidence in yourself, having the vision to prioritize and work towards the goal in a focused way is very important. You cannot be jack of all trades and master of none.
Master of none.
Catch your passion, your trade, and work in a very focused manner so that you can balance everything together. Then the stress will not happen. And look after yourself. Self love is very important. If I am, and mental peace, emotional well being, very, very important. I mean, I've seen that, I've been through those places. So I think whatever gives you that 10 minutes of peace, whatever gives you that energy that you always need, get into that. Maybe a hobby, maybe listening to music. I mean, we have farmers and we have sports people. So anything that gives you happiness, that half an hour of happiness, we all deserve that half an hour or 1 hour of me time, all of us
Me time.
deserve. So I think you need to prioritize your mental health. Of course, physical health is important, metabolic health is important, but you need to prioritize yourself first. If you're happy, I think your family will be happy. You will be able to do justice to your patients. Your work will thrive. Your community will thrive, and everything is going to be very positive.
That point that you just made, because yes, I think most of women we programmed. I believe we programmed that way, especially in our country, that you need to know it all, you need to do it all, you're the woman of the house. So whenever anything even goes wrong, and when you were just mentioning your stage, I was thinking that when a child is sick, the father gets to walk out.
Yes.
You need to think about, oh, what do I do today? How do I handle my work? How do I take a setback? How do I manage my patients, or how do I manage my XYZ research work? So I think it's very essential to take a step back. I think that is a brilliant point for all our audience. Thank you so much for bringing that in. And of course, yes, the self care, the self love, unless we are happy, I don't see us making anybody else happy. And then the frustration builds in and you pass it on, you rub it off to your staff, to your family. So I think
Absolutely.
brilliant point. You just answered my third question as well, but I'll just shift to my last question, brilliantly answered by you. Again, you are a mother to another woman in the making, and I can see Chahat shaping a beautifully pretty girl, lovely daughter. What values and approaches do you use while raising her or to guide her growth and confidence?
I think when you are a woman, you are the best role model for your children, you know.
Yes.
So when you are bringing up a daughter, you need to be the best role model to tell her to understand this is right, this is how things should be, because
Mm.
rather than, telling them, showing them is something they learn by seeing their parents. And if
Yes.
you're bringing up a son also, I think it's important, because then they understand this is the kind of woman that he
Yes.
has to accept and understand. So I think
Yes.
it's important that our children are taught all these abilities right from the beginning. The confidence, the self respect is important, the confidence. Thankfully, I'm happy my daughter, she's in fourth year MBBS now, about to take her final year exams next April. She's shaped up into a very beautiful, young, confident, talented,
Beautiful.
academically an excellent child. So God has been kind, and I think we just need to imbibe the basic values of integrity, of humanity. Be a good human being. I always say that. Just be a good human being, do your karma right, you know, do good deeds, be a good person, and be sincere to what you do. Be focused in life, do anything that you do with sincerity and passion. And trust me, you will be rewarded for it. So I think that's what I always tell her: be honest, be sincere, be focused, and morally and ethically, you have to be a good person. That's very important.
Lovely. Lovely. With that, we'll pass on to the next segment to Dr. Kavita.
So, ma'am, thank you for those amazing insights. And I love the fact that what you said, everyone's timeline is different and
Yes.
it's unique to us, ourselves. You cannot push someone forward. So, the theme for World Diabetes Day being diabetes and well-being. So, let's talk about financial well-being. So, this next segment is on leadership, empowerment, and financial wisdom. So, my first question to you is you've built not just a clinic, but like a whole empire, like a center that empowers other women when they need it the most. So, what leadership lessons helped you grow without losing compassion?
I think what is most important, when you're a good leader, is somebody who cannot be a leader without a good team. you know so I think what is
Absolutely.
most important is to take your team with you. So that's very, very important when you're building up a team, because I cannot be a leader all alone on the top. If today I have a center, and if I want my center to do well, my team has to be happy doing it. So I think looking after your team well, grooming them well, connecting with them becomes very important, because they are your support. The patient spends hardly, what, 10, 15, 20 minutes with you in your chamber. Rest of the time he's spending with your team. So I think imbibing those same values, treating every patient as a family member, empathizing with them is very important. And that is something that you have to tell your team to be very particular about. You have to be available for your patients. Your team has to be very, sensitized, because
Receptive.
a patient comes to a doctor when he is in pain, when he needs help. So I
Yeah.
think you need to understand that he is not here to watch a movie, he is not here for pleasure. He's come to
Hmm.
you because he's unwell, he's in pain. And if you can do anything to take away that pain, I think that makes you a good doctor. So when
Yeah.
financial independence also, you asked me, I think this is something that is very important for us as females, you know. A lot of us leave finances to our husbands, to our fathers, to our brothers, and you know, I'm earning it, I don't know what to do with my money. So I think financial literacy is very important for all women today because it changes the dynamics. You know, not only about the family dynamics, but it completely gives you a different level of confidence altogether if you're able to manage your finances well. So I think all of us need to be financially literate to understand, okay, this is my spending, this is my saving. You know, you need to understand, you know, you need to save, you need to invest, you need to understand the investments and what's happening to the money that you're earning and the money you're spending. You need to be very, very careful in terms of your finances, handling your finances. I think financial literacy, even if you look at your patients with diabetes, you know, a lot of women, when they are financially independent, their health statistics are much better rather than a woman who depends on her son to buy her medicines or her husband to buy her medicines or bring her to the doctor. So I think financial stability, financial literacy is very, very important for doctors as well. We know how to, you know, we're earning, but what to do with that money is also something that you need to be very, very important, you know. So I think that's very important.
So I think that you've actually answered my second question also. It was exactly this. How important do you think financial awareness is for doctors, especially women in private practice? Like,
Yeah, I mean, you
how
talk
do
to your
you
colleagues
learn?
and they don't know their net worth.
How do you
I
learn
mean,
to manage that side
yes,
of your career?
yes. There are people around who are ready to help you. I mean, I have
Yeah,
been lucky
free.
enough to have few colleagues. I mean, I was also one of them. I had no idea. For me, I'm earning and then I'm shopping and that's about it, you know.
Yeah.
So savings, you know, you leave it to your husband and you leave it to your father or your brother. And then you go back and you realize what exactly am I doing? So I think luckily there are people who help you, get help from a financial advisor, get help from, you know, people who understand economics better, start investing, make small investments, you know, understand what mutual funds is about, understand what FDs is about, build up a portfolio, because then you become much wiser on
Yeah.
things. It gives you a very different perspective and gives you a very different level of confidence when you handle your finances yourself. So I think it's very important for all of us to understand, because this is hard earned money that we're all making, you know. So I think it's
Yeah.
important to invest that wisely, because that money not only is for your old age, but for your growth. Tomorrow I want to expand, it's my own money. I know what to do with it. I think that's very important.
Correct, ma'am. What you're saying, that money is not just for that, it is for emergencies as well. So, you
Yes,
know, the liquidity and all
yes,
these terms that I've learned over the past few months or
yes,
years, like mutual funds, your instruments, investment
yes,
instruments,
yes.
ROIs, all that is
Actually,
so
yes,
important and
yes. I think
so
I am
necessary.
very happy that today I see a lot of my colleagues who are much more financially wiser. People are trying to understand the money, how to invest. I think that's a very good sign. We have so many women entrepreneurs, you know. All of us are running our own centers, our own hospitals, even if it's a small setup or it's a huge hospital. I think
Correct.
that's a very good sign that today we are taking that initiative. We're trying to take things in our hands and handle things. And trust me, a woman is the best finance advisor, you know, because you've seen your
Our
mothers saving that
yeah,
little money on one side and then, you know, using that money for something. So I think
yeah,
savings come naturally to us, you
for
know.
sure,
So
for
I
sure.
think using your money judiciously, spending it where you need, spending it on yourself is a good thing, spending it on family, and investing and saving is very important.
Correct, ma'am. Moving on to the next question. What role do society, environment, or policies play in the well-being, especially of working women in today's era?
A huge role, because as working women, you know, sometimes what happens is, like this time the IDF theme is also, you know, diabetes in the workplace,
Yes. Yeah.
because sometimes we get so engrossed in balancing all the different hats, we're not looking after our own health, physical health, metabolic health. You know, you see so many of us skipping exercise, not getting time to exercise. We're all physicians. So, you start your clinic, you come to the clinic in the morning, you're sitting in your seat, and then till 5 o'clock, you're seeing patients non-stop. So that's very sedentary. You may be talking, you may be using your mind, but then you're sedentary. So,
Yeah.
small steps that you can take, small rounds in the clinic that you can do in between, do a standing consultation, things like
Right.
that. So I think it's important that at the workplace also we are able to prioritize and take small steps that can help us look after our health. Because, if you're physically healthy and mentally healthy, then only can you do justice to all the different hats and roles that you are fulfilling. So it's
Correct.
very important. Policies need to be more
Policies.
friendly
Yeah.
advocacy is so important.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very true.
Vibe is such a great group. It's such a great initiative, which is also about advocacy for looking
Yes.
after your health,
Yes.
metabolic health, financial health, emotional health, everything. So I think advocacy is very important, and only when you have a lot of voices talking about it can we see a policy change. So
True.
I think the government is there to make policies, but somewhere down the line, we also need to
We
get
have
together,
to.
put our act together, and have some protocols, some SOPs, have some
Yeah.
kind of a vision to look after. How many of us do an annual health checkup every year? A lot of doctors don't do that.
We don't.
So small things. I mean, I am due for a health checkup. I'm like, yeah, I'll go, and my daughter keeps pushing me, mama, you have not done it,
Have to
mama, you
go.
have to do it. So we have to prioritize our health
True.
somewhere.
True.
So I think it
Very true.
starts from home.
Yes.
And
Absolutely,
then
ma'am.
you can take it forward.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And moving on to the next segment by Dr. Pranjali.
Thank you so much, Kavita. And ma'am, it was really a true learning session related to finances because I'm really struggling. When I was asked to look after internal operations in the hospital, and they've asked me first to learn to see balance sheets, because to run the thing, it is really important. You know how much you're earning and how much we are going to plan the expenses. So moving on to the next segment. The next segment is about vulnerability, burnouts, and legacy. So basically, most of the questions you've answered when Dr. Ritu was asking you. But in this segment, we are going little personal. And I want to know Dr. Shalini's secret when she feels vulnerable. Wherever we know, often we are like, we need to be strong for our patients, family, and team around us. But how do you convert your vulnerability or something then into your strength? What you do at that time?
I think
The secret mantra.
all of us have our vulnerable moments. All of us
Yes.
have our rock bottoms. All of us have our downs. But I think most important is to find that strength within you. You need to understand that, God helps those who help themselves. I
True.
always believe in that. So I think it's important that you find your inner strength, even if it is with the help of people around you, even if it is faith, even if it is spirituality, everything has its own role. So I think what is most important is you need to have that, tell yourself each day. At times you just don't want to get out of bed and you just don't want to go to work and you're so low, but
Yeah.
that is where you really have to pull yourself up and tell yourself that find your strength, find your resilience, perseverance. Spirituality helps you, your work helps you. Your patients are such a big motivation. Once you're busy with your patients, you forget everything. You've had a fight at home with your husband, you've shouted at your child, and you're fuming in anger, you're shouting at your staff, and then you start your OPD and you get busy with your patients and you chill, you're pacified. So I think work is something that gives me a lot of energy. So I try to keep myself busy pursuing my passion. I love reading. So that's another thing that I
So,
love.
so ma'am, to get that energy, how do you start your routine? Like you believe in yoga with workouts. Or how do you plan your day, like to-do list or something? That is something
So,
we really want to know that,
so
ma'am.
my day typically starts in the morning, and my first 1 hour is my me time. So,
Okay.
my exercise is my evenings. So morning is just the time when I just want to sit with my cup of tea and, with some soothing music in the background and
Okay.
just introspecting. So it's just, I just relax, think about what I need to do, what has happened, analyze things, and set goals for yourself. Okay, today this is what I have to do. These two things have to be ticked. So I think when you have something like that, ticking things,
Structured plan. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
structured plan, it helps you a lot. So my first half an hour or 1 hour in the day is my me time where I just need to sit, focus. Meditation helps a lot. I am one person who strongly believes in, meditating. So I try to, just close my eyes for 10-15 minutes, let my thoughts scatter here, there, everywhere. I won't say I'm very much into meditation and all because my concentration is also pretty jumping about 10 things you have to do, this person calling, that paper is due,
Yeah, exactly.
preparing for the next thing, clinic problems. So I think you need to have that me time. For me, that morning half an hour, 45 minutes that I get for my me time with my cup of tea, just sitting and relaxing is my energy source. And then
Thank
the
you so much,
day
ma'am.
continues.
Yes, thank you so much. And the end, I would like to have one, since we know that we are celebrating World Diabetes Day soon. So if you could leave one message for our people living with diabetes and for female physicians handling diabetes, that would be really helpful, ma'am.
I think for all of us, it's important to prioritize your well being and your health. So, even if you are a person living with diabetes or you are a female physician looking after people with diabetes, it's important to focus on, 2, 3 very important things, which include self love, happiness, mental peace and emotional well-being, and the physical and metabolic health. So controlling, looking after your health, your metabolic health, maintaining your glucose levels on target if you are a person with diabetes, taking your medicines on time, exercising, very important. Whatever form of exercise you love, physical activity becomes important, eating on time, sleep hygiene, 6 to 8 hours of non-stop, non-interrupted sleep is very important, sleeping on time, eating the right things, mindful thinking, mindful eating, and relaxation. That's very important. So I think if you are able to manage your metabolic health well, along with your mental health, trust me, overall, the risk of all these complications that we keep talking about, you can actually do justice and improve the quality of life, not only for yourself, but for your patients as well.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And now over to Dr. Lotika for the happening segment, this rapid fire round. Yeah.
Now we come to we shift gears and we come to the rapid fire round, wherein I'll ask you about 5 questions and you have to answer in about a word or a sentence, just keep it quick. So you said that long OPD hours and all. What is your secret weapon that keeps you going during the OPD hours? A cup of coffee or just some meditation or maybe just listening to music, or what keeps you going
Coffee.
in that time?
Coffee.
Coffee.
So it's either coffee or my cup of green tea. And
Okay.
during summers it's buttermilk or cha. So my staff is very clear, 1 p.m., even if there are patients there, that cup of coffee or that cup of chas will come to
Okay.
me. So I'm, that gives me a lot of energy. So I think it's coffee.
Mhm. These days, with this advanced technology, we have a lot of new gadgets, but what is the medical gadget that you wished existed?
something that can make the lives of my patients pain free. When I all said and done, we all see young children with type 1 diabetes pricking for sugar testing. We have sensors, taking insulin shots. I think something that can take away the pain is a medical gadget that I really need for all our patients. Nobody wants to prick. When I have to check my sugars, a prick is definitely something that
Yeah.
nobody wants to do. So,
Yes,
make
that's
life
right.
easy.
Though you're a successful diabetologist, but if you could swap specialities, what would it be?
No, I don't want to swap. I'm happy being a diabetologist.
Okay.
I'm happy. I mean, today I'm happy. I'm not a pathologist. I'm a diabetologist.
That's nice. What is the superpower that you would want as a woman doctor?
The power to take away pain, the power to make my patients happy. That's
Yes,
something that I
yes.
always want. That's
Nice,
a
yeah.
superpower. If I could just do that, I'd be a good person, a good doctor.
What is the funniest question a patient ever asked you?
My age. I've been asked that, doctor, how old are you? So I find that very funny. Sometimes they feel you're too young, sometimes they feel you're a little old. I don't know.
Okay, what is more therapeutic, a chat with your girl gang or doing yoga or any
Oh,
exercise?
any day, girl gang, girl gang. That's my go-to gang. So you're stressed, you're unhappy, you're depressed, you're angry, you're overambitious. You just need your girl gang to rant and share. I think that is so energizing. That's so
Yeah.
energizing. We all need that girl gang with us.
Yes, that's very important. Yeah. So now we finished all the sessions. Now let's go with what is our take-home message from you. For me, it was that, look after yourself first because that's important. Kavita, what was your take-home message?
God helps those who help themselves. I love that. And the balance is necessary and structure is necessary in life. That is the most important thing I take home from what you've just told us. Dr. Rukia.
I have written a lot. Okay, so it was really nice. It was just so amazing listening to you. And actually, before our questions, you were already telling us the answers which we wanted to hear from you. So, and which was also warm and, what you just felt, it was not like articulated or, that was very nice what came up today. But what you really said is prioritize things and set goals. And when you work towards that focus goal, and while doing that, look after yourself. Yeah, and each one has its own journey. You can reach from point A to point B in your journey speed.
Yes.
And Pranjali?
Yeah, so as Dr. Rukia said, there are so many things, but two things which I really remember, I'll remember always. One is find out your net worth, focus on yourself, and just you don't trust, like you need to understand your, investments and everything, and definitely you need to work on your mental health and peace. So that is important thing.
Pranjali is really taking classes currently. She's so deep dived into it.
Yeah, I'm just writing it down.
Yeah, the financial literacy. But
Yeah,
actually,
it's
ma'am,
very
that was one
important.
thing, that we wanted to talk about because as women, that's not the common topic that women talk.
We
Okay,
Yes.
they'll definitely talk about else, other things.
How
but
much do we, how often do we discuss, what is your investment in mutual funds? Are you
Never.
investing in this particular market or share?
What stock to invest in?
What stock?
Yes.
See, we've never
Direct
discussed all
market.
those things. Why
Yes,
can't
Yeah.
we?
yes,
Yeah.
agreed. So,
So I'm
Ritu,
actually writing it down
Okay.
to find out. Over to you, Dr.
Dr.
Ritu. Yes.
Again, everyone knows I love talking, so I have to actually cut myself down to what I've learned from Dr. Shalini. But I think, what I would take away from this entire session, Dr. Shalini, is that I really feel we're all tuned in to become the next Gen Z woman who is already programmed to be a caregiver, but now focus on yourself, become the empathetic person to yourself, and also be the woman with, financial literacy and cling on to your girl gang because that is what takes us to the next level, despite of whatever hurdles, we face. So I think, yes, clearly this is another girl gang we would want you to cling on to as well at the
Yeah.
Vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So as we conclude, we'll all smile and be the vibe.
Be the
3, 2, 1, we go be the Vibe. 3, 2, 1, say
Be
the
the
Vibe.
vibe.
Bye.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
ma'am.
Thank you so much, Shalini.
Thank
It's
you
been
so
an
much.
amazing session. Really
I
nice
hope now the
talking
jitters
to
are
you.
all gone.
Yeah, it's all from the heart. I mean, it's just spontaneous thoughts, and it's been great talking to all of you and, analyzing things that we don't even think about so many times,
Yeah,
When you asked
that's
what
right.
helps you, I mean, this is where you have to think and say, yeah, this is what is helping me, So I
Yeah.
think
That's
it's been
true.
great talking to you. My own, I think it's been great talking to you, realizing things, realizing your own strengths and weaknesses. I think you've made me introspect and think about it again.
Last
It's
quote,
been
ma'am, you
amazing.
want to
Great.
leave us with? Any last quote you want to
Any
leave
quotes
the
that you
audience
don't?
with?
I think as women, doctors, wives, mothers, you need to remember everything is within your power, and your power is always within you. So you just need to cling to that, bring it out, nurture it, strengthen on it, and the world is at your feet.
Yes,
Excellent, ma'am. Thank
that
you
is
so
true.
much.
Very nice. Very, very.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
so much.
you.
So much.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
Signing
It's
wonderful.
been
off.
so great. Amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
absolutely. So
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Recording stopped.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.